this Navy ship got too close to this underwater base in the Med. The flying disc comes out. Okay. Shoots a gravity beam at the bow of the ship. It's like a frigate or a destroyer, you know, some
like
cutter.
Is part of it or something?
Yeah, it's at the bow. It's a stress. It's exactly like a stretch squeeze gravity wave. Stretch squeeze. It starts crumpling, but very gently, just did a little bit. You know, it didn't destroy anything. Just like literally fired a warning shot across the bow. Crumples the middle.
Interesting.
Just with ice going to water.
Yeah, it's very simple, elegant experiment. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, which I thought about. I wouldn't have thought of it if it wasn't for this communication between me and Nathan Innan, who's a student of Ray Chow's. Now, I should also mention that there is a company that's being set up called Texas Space, by this guy, Juan Faria, who's a Marine, 10 years in the Marines. He was, in combat in Iraq, with these, three tours of combat. And he's also he's like an Homeland Security. He has a security firm, and he's in Texas, in Dallas, Texas. And I guess I met him, and he's put together this Texas Space. They were trying to work with Louis Elizondo and this guy named Angel Diaz at a company called Quantum Frontiers, a defense contractor in Arlington, Virginia, something like that. But yeah, we all got to work together. But then because I'm a supporter of Donald Trump, and Louis Elizondo apparently, works with Chris Mellon as a bug up his ass about. So, we got into, so now we're competing. So the point is now, this guy, the company, Elizondo's company called Quantum Frontiers, is competing for money, and they're using Travis Taylor, who worked with Jay Stratton. Taylor's a good guy, and Taylor's used my stuff. Taylor's using my idea. Taylor has Travis Taylor has Travis Taylor. Travis Taylor. Jay. Is it Jay Stratton?
Yeah.
Jay
Jay
Stratton.
Use Axelrod in the
Mr. Axelrod and Angel.
The Pentagon.
Angel Diaz and Louis Elizondo. Okay. But now Travis is Control K in G equals K KT. He didn't put the indices. And control the universe. This is a quote.
Yeah.
This is December 11th, 2022. Twitter. X.com. Okay, you can see they go on to his, and of course what he's doing there, he did very good. What he did was to summarize in a bumper sticker slogan, the Sarfatti theory. Yeah, we were communicating about all this stuff. We communicated. There's a group. This back then. There's a group. It was Jose Rodal. Rodal. Jose Rodal. He's PhD, MIT, in aerospace. Okay. Travis Taylor.
When the United States and China clash, the world will never be the same, especially when forces beyond reality threaten to intervene. What if the United States went to war with the People's Republic of China? How would these rivals fight for supremacy on land, sea, air, and across the stochastic streams of time? What wonder weapons would be unleashed? What horrors would emerge from the irradiated sludge of the South China Sea? What heroes would rise and forever change the course of history? Tread into the deepest and darkest dimensions of the multiverse, gaze through a kaleidoscope of fractured realities, and bear witness to the disturbing visions of World War III from today's greatest minds in science fiction, fantasy, and horror. Weird World War, China. Available now from Baen Books at baen.com.
And Jack Sarfatti. We were, informally working on warp drive stuff. Warp drive math. Okay? So that's where. So, but right now, Texas Space LLC, Juan Faria, USMC retired, is competing with Elizondo, the Elizondo boys. And, Travis, they have their own company. So there's there's just competition going on there. But the point is Texas Space has a patent from Ray Chow on applying all this stuff, applying K control to gravity wave communications. For example, marine, communicating between submarines under the ocean, also finding tunnels, let's say in Gaza, all kinds of applications. Also replacing iPhone with gravity wave phone, which may have some advantages. Wave phones.
Yeah, funny. I wrote a short story 10 years ago. It never sold anywhere about detecting a gravity wave communications.
Right. Well, that's what we had. No. That's Ray Chow's a smart guy. He's the expert in all this shit.
Yeah.
Ray Chow's the expert in quantum gravity, quantum gravity applied physics. He's been doing it for years. He's a full professor at Berkeley. He's the cat's. He's a top guy. Okay. We have Juan Faria has the patent. Was getting the patent on this application.
To advertise on Through a Glass Darkly, email throughaglassdarkly@gmail.com.
Basically, G equals K, T control the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, by the way, okay, so there's this. By the way, I forgot to tell you. Also, guess what it has? Okay, gravity. DEW.
Directed energy weapons.
Yes, of course.
What do you crush somebody from a distance?
Yes. Now wait a minute. Now listen. This is not theoretical. This is operational.
Really?
Yes. Matt Visser. who's a top gun. Matt Viss is a physicist in New Zealand. It has a paper on tractor beams, tractor, pressor, and I forget the other one, stressor beam. Stressor beam.
So pushing something away and ripping something.
Well, you know what the tractor beam, you know what the tractor beam is, right? Tractor beam, the saucer comes and
yanks you up.
Lifts the car, okay? The stressor beam, in fact, Matt Visser in his paper has a picture of a little green man in a flying saucer crushing a cow with the pressure beam. It's a theoretical debate. The problem is that that it's all there, but the K is too small. K is too small. But once you can control K, you control the universe. See, making K big. So this is weaponry. This is weapons. And this is weapons.
Power.
Well, yes. Now, wait a minute. But now I got to tell you, now I got to be careful now what I say, because some of this is still classified. There is actual reports, okay, I'm going to talk about a NATO fighting ship in the Mediterranean, okay, that was actually got too close. Can you see me now? Let me get it. Let me talk. Let me get it. Hang on. What did I do here? Back to Zoom. Yeah. Let me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now we go. Okay. So where we're at, we got this company by Elizondo and Angel Diaz called Quantum Frontiers. They've taken Travis Taylor and Jay Stratton to work with them, using some of my stuff, but trying to cut me out of it. Okay,
because corporations work, right?
Yeah, right. All right. No, but for political reasons. But we also have Texas Space with Ray Chow's stuff, who actually now has a patent on stuff related to what I'm talking about. Actually, there's a patent, which has direct application to gravity beam weapons. Okay, so the question is, who has the better physics team? Okay. And they're both competing for money, I guess. I don't know. I'm not involved in.
Right.
I'm only a consultant. I'm only an advisor. I'm not an officer of Texas Space. So that's up to. We'll see what happens. But the point is that Texas Space is pretty close to actually having a patent on the gravity wave part of Control K, control the universe. I mean, but Travis did a really, that's memorable. That's going to be remembered. I quote it in my papers now. Okay. There are two things. There's also what's called, gravity waves are what are called far field. There's also the near field stuff. The near field, they're two separate aspects of field theory. The warp drive propulsion, the actual propulsion, is near field stuff. And that's mainly what I'm doing. Ray Chow's expertise is in the far field, and which is an actual patentable technology, which includes directed beam energy weapons. Now, a NATO ship, there's more than one incident, was in the Med. It got too close to an underwater NHI USO facility. They have Admiral Ted, what's his name, Gallaudet, whatever part of the Gary Nolan's.
Gallaudet. Tim Gallaudet.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, Tim. What he's talking about is true. It's all true. I know a lot about this. Okay. Everything the Admiral says is true and should be taken very, very seriously. So this Navy ship got too close to this underwater base in the Med. The flying disc comes out. Okay. Shoots a gravity beam at the bow of the ship. It's like a frigate or a destroyer, some
like
cutter.
Is part of it or something?
Yeah, it's at the bow. It's a stress. It's exactly like a stretch, squeeze, gravity wave. Stretch, squeeze. It starts crumpling, but very gently, just did a little bit. It didn't destroy anything. Literally fired a warning shot across the bow, crumples the middle. It didn't sink the ship. It didn't want. It was.
Was any of this reported anywhere, or is it kind of just scuttlebutt behind the?
It's scuttlebutt. I don't know if this part was reported. I don't know. But I have insight.
And if it was, it would be it crashed into a
yeah, okay,
something like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So this is my inside info, okay. And I got hope I didn't, be very careful not to say what Navy it was, and, but there's more. There's evidence for the tractor beam too. Like the Philadelphia experiment, but the teleportation ship, that's real too. With these gravity, once you control K. So this is the biggest thing. And then of course, finally we have, the alleged Rendlesham and all that, neutralization of nukes with the gravity beam weapons. So everything I'm talking about, we can neutralize the nukes. Now the issue is when you said, will our nukes actually work? Hopefully, NHI, time travels in future, hopefully they have neutralized our nuclear weapons. And also, hopefully, Russia's, hopefully, if they try to start a nuclear war, that they won't work.
Yeah, they haven't been testing theirs either because of the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. So,
so there we are. So let's end on the best case scenario.
Yeah, on a positive. I agree.
On the positive. Hopefully, right. But of course I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is I claim that I have solved every problem that the CIA asked me to solve 50 years ago, including both the physical mechanisms of the propulsion, the weaponry, the weapons, the directed energy weapons, and the mind control, removing the conscious artificial intelligence, which is going to impact the artificial intelligence. I mean, imagine if your iPhone is actually conscious, if your Tesla car is a conscious artificial intelligence, as conscious as you are, as we are, and that could create a problem. Then, of course, Terminator scenario. What the hell we need you humans for, right? Which all right.
Well, so as long as these fools don't give them control of nuclear weapons, which I think is only a matter of time before somebody that stupid tries that.
Well,
I know the Russians and the Chinese have some sort of agreement where they agree not to do that, but I don't think we're a signatory.
No, listen, right now the question is, the big issue is, are we going to make it through to January 21st, 20th, 2025? Will we make it through without a nuclear war, without Biden? It's not going to be Russia. Putin's not going to make the nuclear war. It'll be Biden and Austin and what are his name, Blinken and
Sullivan. Yeah.
Sullivan. And there's a couple of others, Newland, Kagan, all these.
Well, she's out. So
yeah, but I think she's there behind the scenes. I think, she's, she's like the dominatrix and all these other guys have a collar around their neck. And there's that other crazy bitch, Fiona Hill, just as bad as Victoria Nuland. English bitch.
Familiar.
She's from England.
Is she the one that Mendeley? Oh no, what's his name? Why am I not remembering? Who's the
Lex Friedman? Lex Friedman interviewed her years ago. She's as crazy as Nuland. She studied. I forget who she studied. But she's a Russophobe. These.
Yeah, notice all these people except for Austin, none of them served. None of them were in the military.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting that they're controlling our foreign policy establishment?
And also, I understand Austin was not the brightest light on the block when he did serve. That's what I've been told. Well, Ron McGovern, Larry Johnson, Doug McGregor.
Yeah, Jack. I know a guy who served with him, and You are 100% correct. He's
Yeah.
not the brightest light in the shit.
He's not the brightest light, which is why they chose him. Which is why they chose him. So the question is, will we make it? And if Trump is back in, is Trump going to listen? Will Trump listen to Michael Savage, who told Michael Savage warned Trump? Michael Savage knows Trump very well, been in Mar-a-Lago, many times. And Michael Savage said, "Stay away." Who's the guy with the walrus? Bolton, John Bolton, going to fuck you over, and he did. And Trump did not listen to Michael Savage.
Yeah, Trump's problem is he's too impulsive. That's
impulsive, and he didn't listen. Hopefully, he's going to listen. I hope he listens to Michael Savage. I hope he listens to me and other people. I hope he listens to McGregor. He should listen to McGregor. He should listen to Larry Johnson. He should listen to Colonel Wilkinson, Dan Davis, all these guys. These are good guys. Know what the hell's going on. Yeah. And he should listen to Mearsheimer and to Jeffrey Sachs, who's a liberal, but smart guy.
Yeah, look, it doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter what your political orientation is.
Exactly.
I just listen to what your argument is. If you make a stupid argument, I'm gonna attack it.
Exactly. But you see, the problem is that guys like Gary Nolan, who's a Stanford professor, should know better. He listens to John Alexander, who's like Joe Biden, can't make an argument. Alexander says, "Well, Jack, your physics, your politics, you like Trump, so that means your physics is wrong." He actually said that.
Yeah, that's not the best argumentation.
Yeah. All right.
Look, everybody's going to be wrong. Everybody's going to be right, like at some point in their lives, and you just have to figure out if you're, and you have to be willing to consider new perspectives. I don't even know if we're I'm worried that. There's a number of scenarios that can happen with the election that really concern me, because anybody who argues, well, I got to be careful what I say here, because I don't want to get, this video, but
do they actually go to that?
Yeah. Like, are they?
Well, I'm afraid they're going to try to. I'm afraid they're going to try to JFK RFK Trump before, they're going to try to kill him.
I don't. They can't be that stupid, because it'll be obvious. It's like an episode.
Well, right? Yeah, I'm having my Biden moments myself. Tucker Carlson brought that up with Trump. I wouldn't put it past them. These are not good people.
What I'm worried about is they'll try to do something where we get into a national emergency, election canceled. That's kind of my only concern.
Oh yeah. Quite. Oh yeah.
Because I think the margin of difference right now is so big, they can't kind of go to the bag of tricks of like.
I think they're going to do a fall. Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I think they're going to do a false flag Super 9/11 right before the election.
Yeah, where Russia is the responsible target. That worries me too, because they don't have a lot of support for what they would need to do, which would be a draft. And I'm worried that they'll try to do exactly that and try to pull something off where they get people to blindly go. And by the way, like your kid gets sent to that war, they ain't coming back. And that's not because we it's not because we'd lose. I think eventually we would be able to win.
Well, here's the thing. It would take at least 2 years before that to happen, and maybe 3 years. But the point is, this war in Ukraine is going to be over in the next few weeks, I think, by the end of the summer at the latest. You see that from Zelensky. Zelensky is like, you can see.
Well, I don't think the Russian offensive has started yet, because
no, it hasn't started.
The first salvo was the offer for a peace.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then I think it starts. But the Russians outnumber them like 10-1 in artillery. They're running out of ammunition because we're running out of ammunition. It's not looking good.
Oh yeah, and also all these missiles, the attack missiles. The Russians have developed, as you know, electronic countermeasures for most of them. That's why I'm saying they're crap. We have crap weapons.
They were good before they developed the countermeasures, but they developed countermeasures, so they're no good now. Yeah. Well, I don't know all the details, but you got to give credit where credit's due. The Russians always learn, and the fact that we did not account on that is just a testament to the stupidity of. The moment he crossed into Ukraine, we should have been cranking up on domestic production and had.
But it turns out, Okay, but my point is, and I'm not the Larry Johnson, Ray McConnell, all these guys who really studied it. They said even if we want to, we were not able to. We've lost. I think we've lost surge capacity.
Yeah,
because what happened already for 30 years. The workers, the knowledge, the practical worker, hands-on art, there's a lot of knowledge has died in America. The Russians have it.
Mm.
Russians kept it. They kept their stuff. They had all the old guys from World War II. They didn't die. They had them training the young men. So they have trained. So we don't have. We are defenseless. There's nothing we can do. If Putin wanted to, he doesn't want to. If Putin wanted to roll over Europe, he could. It would take him a little. He'd have to, have more mobilization. But he has the capacity to do it. We don't have the capacity to stop it short of nuclear. I mean, I'm saying, not.
Well, the one thing that's keeping the brakes on Russia is they've already lost a ton of manpower, and that is the most narrow portion of their demographic pyramid. Is the generation that's fighting this war. So
okay, but wait. And let's talk about it. They've lost maybe 60,000 men. That's all they've lost. Those are the best estimates. Around 60,000, including wounded, maybe 100,000. But most of their wounded returned. They've been very. It's 10-1. Right now the Ukrainians are losing 2,000 men a day. 2,000 men a day. Last year was like 1,000 men a day. The Ukrainians have lost at least 600,000. It's going to be 700,000, and with the dead, with the wounded, it's over 1 million. So the Russians have not lost a lot of men. I'm sorry, I disagree with you about that. I've been really checking. What do you call it? Who is it? I think is it Larry Johnson? One of these guys. The Russians published the names of their soldiers who are killed.
If you can get open intelligence from VCon.
Yeah, there's open intelligence about that. So the best estimate, it's a lot less. It's 60,000 is a lot, but it's not hundreds of thousands.
That's worse.
And they got millions of them.
That's worse than Vietnam for us.
In Vietnam? First of all,
I think we lost.
All of World War II. I know all of World War II.
400.
We only lost 460,000 Americans.
16. Yeah.
Russia lost 27 million. They've lost 8 million soldiers and 19 million civilians. The Soviet Union. And in Vietnam, we lost 56,000 altogether.
58.
They're losing 50,000. Ukraine's losing 50,000 a month now at this rate. It's unsustainable. It's terrible. I mean, the humanitarian. And by the way, let me say something too. I'm not anti-Ukraine. I actually was asked. Yeah, I've asked. I actually am helping a Ukrainian physicist in Kiev. He asked me to write an article for a book which is being published. Because I worked with the Ukrainian physicists before any of this political, 10, 12 years ago. So I'm all for saving lives. I mean, the Ukrainians are brave people.
That's why I want to see, just come to the table. You just watch some of these videos. You watch, even the drone operators. That's a whole other. Don't even get me started with that. The people are just getting slaughtered for what? For
nothing. But I'll tell you one other thing. Let me say one other thing, though. I know this guy who's a criminal attorney, a top criminal attorney in Marin, and he was representing. This is years ago, before the war. He was representing a Ukrainian oligarch. They're corrupt, right? So he was actually he spent 3 months.
They're like the most corrupt countries in Europe.
The same.
Right?
Well, the same. They're corrupt everywhere.
Right.
Okay. But corrupt here, Biden's corrupt. They're all corrupt. Okay, they're all on the tape. But in any case, he was over. The point is, he was over in Kiev for 3 months, defending this guy, who's probably guilty. He gets the guy off. Listen to this. He gets the guy off, but the guy is in some ego. They're like me and Eric Davis. The guy, the guy loses the case because he went against his advice. He says the Ukrainians are very stubborn, even they're suicidally stubborn, and that's what's being shown here with their tactics. I mean, do you watch Alex Mercouris, the Duran?
No.
Oh, you should watch that because it's a daily thing. It's a very detailed, day by day detail. You're an army officer, the detail Army Corps, this battalion here, what they lost, this many. It's a very detailed Battlefront reports.
Oh, that looks.
And
they
try to be. Yeah, you should watch that. It's called the Duran, Alex Mercouris, and this other guy. These two Greek guys, Greek Orthodox guys, and what's the other guy's name? Any case, but they try to be objective. They're not. They're a little bit pro-Russian, but they try. And like I have to say. I mean, he was like Sersky. They're doing these counter-offensives, just suicidal things. They should have done defensive things. They've done everything wrong. They've done everything. And tactically speaking, they could have. They've wasted their best troops. These stupid tactics, which makes you wonder what the fuck is going on. Is it mind control? There's you know who General Sersky is. You know who Sersky is? No. Sersky's the Ukrainian general that Zelensky put in to replace Zaluzhny, whatever, the guy Zaluzhny, the guy he got rid of, who, by the way, is Azov, is an Azov guy, okay? So Sersky, they call him the Butcher. Sersky's the guy a year ago when they were doing, Atifka, whatever, the big battle. Sersky's the guy who sent all these top, what's left of their best NATO-trained troops, and into this useless counteroffensive. Adivka affair, and then Sersky did it again. But it turns out this is pretty weird. Sersky was actually born in Russia. He's actually Russian.
You think he's a Russian agent?
Sersky's father is a close friend of Putin, and Sersky's brother is in the Russian military. So I don't know. So I am wondering, but also what Sersky said. I don't know if he's Jewish or not. He might be Jewish. I have to figure that out. See if that could be. Because what Sersky, first thing he did, there's not very little left of the original neo-Nazi Azov brigades. A lot of them were killed.
Because they had to surrender at Mariupol, right? That's where they were most.
Yeah, and there's more, and a lot of them. Yeah, that's why the ones that are left are refusing to fight. But Sersky used them in a lot of basically stupid, suicidal counteroffensives that he shouldn't have. So if anybody was a double agent for Putin, it sounds like Sersky. I think Sersky's.
All right,
check it out. Check it. Yeah, we should call it. But check out General Sersky.
This is like 4 episodes, probably.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. This is good.
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure, and this will probably appear over like several months because I can't. Whatever. But a good conversation. Okay, good conversation. Yeah. But I didn't realize that you were Army, and Stanford the whole thing. So I try to play it low key, Jack.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Okay, let me tell you something else. So I belong to a very exclusive private club in London. John Le Carre was a member. Le Carre, he writes about this club in his, Smiley meets during the war it was called the Spies Club. A lot of guys in MI6, MI5. I sit, having lunch, and he's a retired director of GCHQ. Okay, so I remember this go about 12 years. And one of these guys, Sandhurst guy, who was in the the MI6, and went into Special Branch London Met. Okay, but one of his jobs, I think, was in London Met in the 1980s. His job was to, whenever a high-level KGB guy from the embassy or something would come in from Moscow, he was like the case, to make, to meet him, whatever. They had some kind of arrangement. Okay. So he got to hang out socially with a lot of these KGB guys. This is the 1980s. Okay. And he said, one guy would say, so this KGB, high level KGB guy say, they distinguish, but they use the phrase, and I don't know what it is, he said in Russian, but in English it's called serious person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, said this man is either a serious person and not a serious person, right? So it's like saying you're a mensch, you know? So you are, in the words of this KGB guy, you are a serious person.
I appreciate that. I just wish the world would figure that out, because they haven't
Right.
yet.
All right. So listen. So it'd be nice to do some of this physics stuff, with better illustrations. But see what you got, and we can.
If you want to do at some point like a live, well, it was a pleasure working with you, Dr. Sarfatti.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely
do your editing and see what it looks like.
If you enjoyed today's video, please hit like and subscribe, and also hit the notification button so you can be notified whenever I post new content. Thank you. Now, if you're enjoying the channel and you want to support it, there are several things you can do. In fact, there are 5 things you can do. The first thing you can do is just buy my books. I got plenty of books out in the market right now, and I would prefer that folks buy a book rather than giving me direct support, because they get something out of it. They get a real tangible product. The second way you can support me is by becoming a member on YouTube or becoming a patron on Patreon. And just go to either site and it'll explain everything. The third way you can support the channel is by checking out my merch site, which is here. There's plenty of stuff that you can get to support the channel. And I'd appreciate that you have it and you can wear it. Not only do you help support the channel, but you also help promote the channel, and I appreciate that. The fourth way that you can support the channel, and this is really easy, is anytime you want to buy something on Amazon, literally just go to the description below and click on any link, literally any link. The channel gets a cut of that, and it costs you no extra money. You just go through the link, as I'm part of the Amazon Affiliates Club. The fifth and final way you can support the channel is through donations. Now, I don't prefer these because it's more of an expression of gratitude, but you don't really get anything out of it as a subscriber to the channel. However, if you decide to do these options, there's 2 options. There's Buy Me a Coffee, which is a separate site, and there's also, you can go through YouTube with either a super chat, super sticker, or a super thanks. Again, I prefer Buy Me a Coffee because that organization takes less money than Amazon does. But either way, I appreciate any support you are willing to give the channel. So thank you very much, and keep watching. I really appreciate it.